How's it going, everybody? Long time no bloody see, eh? I haven't made one of these in ages. Hope we're all doing all okay today. Back at long last with a brand new video. And today's video, I've got a new bit of bushcraft kit with me that I want to try out. Going to make me tea up in the woods in that piece of kit, and include some kind of like, you know, dummy's guide tutorial on how to use it. If you guys are thinking about purchasing anything like what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to talk about Bigfoot a little bit because I'm noticing some seasonal changes possibly affecting their behaviour if they're around at the moment. And yeah, if you'd like to find out more about that, please stick around. So guys, a couple of little updates just while we're heading towards the lagoon. I'm going camping at the end of the month. Way! Yep. I'm going camping at lakes for a couple of nights on my own. I'm not going wild camping. I'm going to a campsite, but it's by the looks of it, it's a lovely little campsite within a forested area called Low Ray, as in W-R-E-Y, and it's around Ambleside. If any of the viewers who watch these videos are familiar with the Lake District, you'll know where that is. So yeah, I can't wait. Really excited, and hopefully this sort of, you know, like late summer weather that we've got right now in September, it's bloody warm today, hopefully we get some more of that towards the end of September, because I've known it before. I think about 2 years ago, maybe even last year, but certainly in recent times, within the last couple of years, there was one day in like the start of October and it were over 20 degrees, you know, so it's not impossible. Bloody hell, you made me jump. Alright, little guy, you hurt? Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, it was the last video that I made when I came up and had a play with my bullwhip, where I spoke about it at the start that you know, I've hadn't been camping this year, which I was really disappointed about. And obviously, like, you can wild camp and camp in general, but you can't even camp because obviously it's seasons. When the season finishes, the tourist season finishes in the UK, usually at the end of October, so you can't really go to a campsite. But you can certainly wild camp in the winter time, albeit it will be a very, very cold camp, I imagine. And wild camping is cold as it is anyway, no matter the time of the year, for all the times that I have wild camped in the past. But yeah, I was just sort of reflecting, and you know, just caught me in one of them sort of carpe diem sort of impulsive moments where I was like, right, I'm booking a week off work, and before the end of today, not today, the other day, I will have booked a holiday for myself. So yeah, that's how it came about. And of course, I will be bringing you guys along with me no doubt about that. It'll probably be a very long video. I'm going for a couple of days. And yeah, I'm just going with the intentions to walk and explore. So I've been to the lakes many times in my life. We always sort of stay around Bournemouth, you know, like the lakeside area where there's loads of shops and cafes and whatnot. And of course it's massive, you know, it's like one of the biggest national parks in the UK. And I've never sort of, you know, had an opportunity where I've been able to go and explore it properly. So yeah, that's my purpose of taking myself away for a couple of days. So here we are, we're up at the lagoon. See that? Oh, yeah. Viewers who are obviously loyal to my channel will recognise this spot. Because I came up here with young Daniel, one of the lads I support, when we did a video together a couple of months ago. But I absolutely love this spot. I actually came up here to watch the sun come up on the 21st of December. Yeah, I think that's right. Christmas Eve, either one, I can't remember. Yeah, I love it up here. Really nice spot. But I feel it has some sort of significance to our Bigfoot friends that come and go throughout this part of Lancashire, as we know. And I was talking about this with a bloke who I'm actually meeting up with soon, hopefully, to make a video with. Mick McLaren, if you're watching this, mate, shout out to you. For those who don't know, Mick makes like YouTube videos, like documentaries and stuff, talking to eyewitnesses who've seen the British Bigfoot. Yeah, and we're going to get together and he's going to interview me. I think that's the plan. But we were talking about this the other night, and because he was telling me that he was around here the other day. He was walking through Whittingham Village, hoping to bump into me. Yeah, we were talking about possible migratory routes around here. And it seems like we're both on the same brainwave, because it's a theory I've had for quite a while about the British Bigfoot. Certainly the one that I saw anyway, and any other possible individuals that might be around. First things first, I have noticed that there is signs of them maybe being back in the area, or they've been through the area recently, because I've come across quite a lot of saplings in the ground that have been snapped clean off, just stuck in the ground, and we've seen them before, and people think that they're like some sort of marker that they use amongst themselves, amongst their tribes, you know, species, however you want to term it, to direct other individuals that are travelling to resources. But obviously where I am right now, it's quite a, you know, like I'm quite high up, as you can see. That's Blackburn behind me, and if I was a Bigfoot, I mean I'm very close obviously, but if I was a nomadic travelling man, I would use vantage points and high spots to my advantage whilst I was roaming around and, you know, migrating and whatnot. And this is really the highest spot in Blackburn. But what's interesting is over there, it's so hazy today. Apologies guys, because of how warm it is. But yeah, on the horizon there, that's the moorlands between Blackburn and Bolton. And there's nothing there. It's just, you know, it's moorland. It's not even good farmland. There's quite a lot of pine forest as well that weave the way to Bolton. And then of course once you get to Bolton, you're in, you know, the next metropolis of civilization is Manchester. And of course Manchester, as we know, it seems to be a hotspot of Bigfoot activity in this country. So my theory is maybe when they pass, they might just pass through here, coming from Manchester over Bolton, weaving their way through all this greenery here, because Blackburn is actually a lot greener than what people realise. You know, like there's all this behind me as well. That's Alum Scar over there, which we went to quite a while ago. And then from here, again, you can't see it, guys, you'll have to bear with me. Caught a rambler on camera there. Pendle Hill is in the distance. You see it? Nah. You just have to take my word for it, guys. Pendle Hill is around there. And of course that is a very high hill. Very high off the ground. And again, if I was a British Bigfoot and I was wandering around, it would only make sense to head to the highest point to see where I was. Further on from that, obviously, as we all know, you know, Pendle Hill is a hot spot for, you know, paranormal phenomena, cryptozoological sightings, UFO activity, paranormal, you know, there's a rich history of mythology. It's Pendle Hill. And I mean, we made a video about dogmen when we went there a couple of months ago. You know, and again, just going back to that earlier point that I keep making, if I myself was a travelling, you know, hunter-gathering, nomadic man, like my ancestors were thousands of years ago in the Bronze Age, I would, you know, moving to and fro different locations, I would use high spots like the top of Billinge, like Pendle Hill, to my advantage to scout where, you know, I'm going next. You know, and then from one thing I wanted to mention as well, once you get to Pendle Hill, the next really big sort of high spot is the Pennines. And the Pennines, for obviously those who are not from this country, it's basically our version of the Appalachian Trail, which is, you know, an enormous mountain range in America that more or less stretches the width and breadth of that continent. And, you know, many, you know, enthusiasts and researchers and theorists that are into this subject of the British Bigfoot possibly, you know, theorised that our big hairy friends use the Appalachian Trail to sort of, you know, migrate the width and breadth of our tiny little island. So yeah, you know, it's interesting. But as well, back to what I was saying about, you know, I'm noticing signs at the back here again. Might be just a coincidence, might be just pure happenstance, but obviously I had my sighting in September, and I am noticing a lot of edible foodstuffs that are appearing in the woodlands right now. You know, there's berries of different species everywhere. There's mushrooms, you know, and then obviously there's a lot of weeds still growing around. And I liken to think of, you know, the British Bigfoot as omnivores, if it is a, you know, species of, you know, mammal, animal, whatever you want to term it as. They'll occasionally eat carrion, you know, maybe kill the odd deer when, you know, like during the winter time when calories are hard to come by. But of course they're reluctant to do that, because I think by far and large the peaceful creatures. We spoke about all that jazz before, but the point I'm making, when they are moving, like I've been talking about in this part of the video, moving from place to place, berries, mushrooms, weeds, you know, the edible food groups in our woodlands, they will essentially just pick at them as they're walking along, almost like they're going down a supermarket aisle and they're picking, you know, I'll have some of this, I'll have some of this, and they'll eat as they're walking along. Because I do that quite regularly, to be honest with you. You know, like if I'm on a big walk, or, you know, I'm rambling or whatever I'm doing, if there's some blueberries and blackberries growing outside the road, I'll pick a handful of them and I'll come back like little Scooby snacks. You know, so yeah. Is the red-haired Yeti back in Billinge at the moment? Interesting. Anyway, let's go out and make some food. quick little Scooby snack before I get started on my tea. So I bought myself a little portable stove for when I go camping at the end of the month. Obviously this will be predominantly what I have my food in. This is the Tacano solo portable stove. I got it from Go Outdoors for a couple of quid, and yeah, I had my heart set on a jet boil, which obviously jet boil is a brand, and that's like, I'd say, the highest of the range of portable stoves. But the lovely customer assistant who's in Go Outdoors managed to kind of like talk me out of it a little bit and go for something a bit cheaper. So yeah, I opted for this one, and I've used it already once at home just to trial it out, and it's very easy to use. Yeah, I tried it out the other night at home, much to my family's chagrin and amusement. I had chili con carne. It was very nice. But tonight I've got another ration pack. Spicy sausage pasta. And again, food like this, you know, like not everybody will eat stuff like this, but this is what they fed, you know, in the army when they're out in the field and on missions and stuff like that. And I tell you something, guys, like for those people who watch this channel who are used to being in the outdoors will know what I'm talking about. But for those who don't, just entertain me for a second. When you're out in fresh air from, you know, 9 AM and then, you know, all the way through the day and into the night, if you're camping, builds up an appetite. And it's surprising all sorts of, you know, fridge and cupboard usual foods that we like to eat: crisp, chocolate, bread, cooked meats, and then fruit and vegetables a little bit better. But those kinds of foods don't fill you up the same. But something like this does. It's very rich in calories. So yeah, but yeah, it's easy to use as this, and I'm going to demo it for you. But you got your gas canister here, which, you know, I'm expecting to last me for quite a while, this. And then you've got a little nifty tripod in here that your stove sits on. Again, I'll set all this up in a minute, and then you can see better. It comes with a complimentary handbag, which is very nice. And then yeah, this is it. This is obviously this is the stove element that sits on top of that tripod. Heat guard to put the little pan on. And then obviously you've got your lid to put on top of the stove when you start cooking your food. So yeah, the appetite is built up, so let's get some food on the go. say so myself. I thought that was quite yummy. Yeah, as you saw, very straightforward to use. The only critique I have for myself really is the size of the gas canister. I really need a smaller one, but I got it from a local camping shop, because every Go Outdoors that I went to sold out of gas canisters, because with it being so big, and essentially it boils like a kettle, and the water eventually does start to bubble over, and again with it being on that precarious, you know, toadstool, I was frightened of it falling over or whatever. But yeah, other than that, very happy with that. Can't really tell from the camera just yet. Maybe you can with light from fire. It's starting to dull down ever so slowly. I mean, it's just before 7 o'clock now, and it's usually sort of fully dark now for about 8 p.m. And then in another month's time, clocks go back, don't they? So it'll be darker still. But yeah, I'm just sat here, just sort of listening quietly. There's an owl right above me in this tree. Not right above me, but it's in this tree. And it keeps hooting every so often, which is really nice and peaceful. So yeah. So I think I'm going to wrap it up now there for today, guys. I really enjoyed making this video as usual. I'm not 100% sure what my next video will be. It might even be when I go to the lakes, if I can't think of anything else to make a video about. So yeah. But yeah, I'm going to head off probably in another 15 or 20 minutes or so. Got my head torch to guide me home. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please like it if you want. Leave us a comment on anything you thought I could have done better. Talk to me about Bigfoot if you want. You know, do you think it's a lot of hot garbage, this whole sort of, you know, like they move from place to place theory that I have? And yeah, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all further on down the road. Bye bye.